the best damn opening, woo, in Facebook Live, and now YouTube history. Let's go! Asaltante Oso, that bear you all know. Out of hibernation to entertain Raider Nation. What? You heard me. And you know it's true because it came out of my face. All right, we didn't get Ben Johnson. What do you want, a cookie? Calm down. It's one offensive coordinator, for crying out loud. And I got another one for you. Oh. Often imitated, never duplicated. Nah-uh. That fool with no hair, that shouts like Rick. Woo! You know his name. The Raider Bear! A Raider! Oh, guys, quick pimping tip. Get these lava rock bracelets and then spray your favorite cologne into them. And the rocks absorb the cologne, so the sun doesn't make it dissipate and it doesn't absorb in your skin. So you walk around all day smelling hella nice. And that's all you gotta do is just get lava rocks bracelet and spray your cologne. If you already have a woman and you do that, or you're gonna get tackled. All right, that's good. Raiders! Alexa, shut your mouth. Ahem. Tradish! A Raider Bear Live. First comment, MVP tonight goes to that emoji making son of a gun, Mark Vargas. Just running YouTube tonight, okay? Mark Moji Makin Vargas. What's up, Mon? Welcome to the show, Mark. Second place silver medal goes to Jim, your heavyweight champion, Vanderlyn, messing around in second place tonight for some reason. Third place, my bronze medal, goes to DPC, David Pell Kaliva. Mount Rushmore in the house. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Always there for a Raider Bear. Honorable mention. S.A. Big Dog. What's up, S.A.? Welcome to the show. Always there for a Raider Bear. What's up, Elon Bush? I see you there. YouTube and me. Bless you, Mama Bear. Thank you. Little sneeze there. Nah, always keep it classy. On Facebook, a blast from the past. One of my favorite human beings, Josh Russell, who was the heavyweight champion when your mama was your mama. That made no sense, but I mean, I love that guy. Third place, that Barry White had slick voice having man, Lucky Pace. LP, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Always there for Raider Bear. I can't talk tonight. I apologize. Family in the house. Mark Alvarez. What's going on in Sacramento, Mark? What are your Kings doing? I mean, what are you doing? He and I have a very friendly rivalry. with the Sacramento Kings and my Golden State Warriors. Well, technically, it's not a rivalry until you've won a championship. No, I meant every word. I'm putting foots in ya. You can't be a rival until you win something, okay, Sacramento? Win something. We have 5. All right, here we go. Wait a minute. Whoa. I don't want to lose my notes there. Okay, sorry. All right, welcome to the show, everyone. Honorable mention to Troy Gill and Larry Brooks Jr. What's up, guys? Welcome to the show. Jim Garrison, I see you there. Yo, yo. Raider fan, always there for Raider Bear. What's up, Raider fan? Raiders, C-Dub, what's up? Welcome to the show. Lucky, what's up? I got me on both. Corinna! Hello! Stars contributed to the show go directly to charities that we work with all over the world. We really appreciate it if you can subscribe. It's $5 on Facebook, and it's free on YouTube. So if you don't subscribe on my YouTube, it means you hate me. Don't hate me. Okay, now, let me show you some stuff I just got. This bad boy. I'm going to auction this probably off tomorrow. What is it, you ask? Oh, look at that. Oh, it's like I'm drawing a brand new sword from its sheath. Oh, and look at that. See, I did get the glare from my spotlight off it. But yeah, it's got the Raiders logo on the barbecue spatch. This is all wood. It's really dope. It's got the little latch thing so you can hang it on your whatchamacallit. But here's the cool part. Ready? You guys ready for this? Look, it's got a bottle opener on this side. I'm not auctioning this. I'm not going to auction this. I'm not doing it. It's grown on me. Oh. Okay, there was that one, and then I just opened this just a minute ago. This was crazy. Check this out. Yeah, Raider Nation, right? It's the tire, you know, the, what do they call that? You know, they go in your car and they go under the floorboards, and it's got Raider Nation on it. And they're super nice, heavy duty, and they fit both. That's what I thought was really cool about it. If you have a sedan, you can put it in that. If you have a big truck, you can put it in that. It's pretty cool. And keep the mud and all that stuff off your truck or your car while still repping Raider Nation. So guys, yes, let's just recap real quick because there's going to be some people who are tuning in that haven't heard the news. Ben Johnson, the offensive coordinator for the Lions, is off the board. He ended up going to the Chicago Bears. Now, you guys know I pride myself on kind of giving you the full story. I'll be very brief because there's not really a lot to tell, but here it is. The word I'm getting on the street is that Ben Johnson wanted to choose who his general manager would be, and that he had a guy in mind that he would be bringing with him. He also had staff from the Lions that he wanted to bring with him, and the staff of the Lions were already on board. Apparently, either the Bears or the Raiders kind of balked at that, and then I found out that the GM not being able to choose the GM was like the tiebreaker. It wasn't even necessarily money. The Bears are going to give him a nice contract, and it's going to look real big like we wouldn't have matched it, but that's not true. We would have. The problem we had is I think Mark Davis doesn't want the head coach to come in and have command control over Tom Brady's, plan. The guy that's going to help build our franchise who has zero experience at doing that. Zero coaching experience, zero general manager experience, zero executive vice president of any sort. Although he does own a soccer team. What are we doing? What are we doing? It feels like we're doomed. Anyway, let's fast forward. So if we could make a replacement for Ben Johnson, wouldn't it be nice if it was Joe Brady, the offensive coordinator for the Bills? Because we know the Bills offense is very hot. It's very creative, just like the Lions coaches is. But, he'll be available to us potentially. And there's already talk about it that That would be a good fit for us. Now, I know the name that's going to come up again is going to be the guy from the Seahawks, Pete Carroll. Now, Pete Carroll is not too old for the job. I want to be clear. It has nothing to do with age. I just feel like he's not going to bring anything innovative. And so because the NFL has seen what he does for a while, I think he might be kind of tape coached. You know what I mean? Where they've just got so much tape on the decisions he makes and the things he does that they're just not going to be able, he's not going to be able to be, effective and innovative, you know what I mean, in this offense. In this type of offense you need in this type of football that's being played now. Yeah. Jim Garrison, I hope Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams fail in Chicago. Hopefully some OLE Bears. I'm bitter. I wanted Ben Johnson. A lot of people wanted him, Jim, but I don't understand, though, why we as Raider Nation are upset today. I don't understand that. We may have wanted him, but he's still just another offensive coordinator coach. It's not that big a deal. We're not losing a guy that had all this, credentials. He was built up in the press because of what the Lions did with him. But haven't you seen they're saying the same thing about the defensive coordinator for the Lions? And his defense was giving up all kinds of points and plays and tackling poorly. And now suddenly he's the hot defensive-minded coach. And they want him with the Jets. That makes a lot of sense. What's up, Tommy? Mr. Raider Bear, Grampy is in Washington, D.C. and might be there all week. Okay, buddy. Eric Bell said, love the hype, right? Appreciate you, brother. Mark Atchison, always there for Raider Bear. What's up, brother? Steven Shaw, how you doing, man? Good to see you. You should have gotten mail from me. If you don't have it yet today, it'll probably be there tomorrow. I literally just looked at my mail pile just to be sure. I'm like, did I take him stuff? But I did, I'm sure. John Leon, you didn't almost have anything. You're so stupid. The C's laid the smackdown on the Warriors, Bear. Shut up, Eric Bell. Yeah, we weren't with it tonight. Steph Curry was feeling some kind of way. Draymond Green didn't play. Half our bench was out. Guys were hurt. It's bad. No, Bob Standard, the Lakers do not have more than the Warriors. You guys lost by 40 in one of these games this year, okay? So stop it. What's up, JP? Jesse Parker in the house. That's my guy right there. Jason Eaton, no, the Warriors did not play tonight. Okay, look, I've told you guys this before. I'm supposed to entertain you, not the other way around. Oh, you guys are funny. Eric Bell said, Bear, I trust Brady. Floor mats. Thank you, Mark Vargas. Floor mats with the Raider logo on them. I couldn't find the word floor mats for some reason out of my stupid face. Eric Bell, I'm glad you trust Brady. I don't. I think sometimes you have guys that, they're pretty intelligent, and then they think that intelligence spreads to everything. I know there's a lot of things I don't know squat about. I just don't, and I know that, and I don't walk into a room and go, well, if you want things to be right, you do that over there and put this in here and make that souffle, and that's not my way. You know what I mean? You got to know what you know, but you got to also know what you don't know. John Leon, you're killing me. Chucky's coming back. Joey, I don't agree with that at all. I don't agree with that at all. First, I don't agree with bringing him back, okay? Because we still can't seem to get Chucky out of our system when I have no idea why. He wasn't even a particularly winning coach. I mean, go and look at the numbers. Google his win-loss record. It's like 60-62 or something like that. It's not good. And his only Super Bowl is the one he took from us. I mean, What's the guy got to do? You know, he makes these emails, he shows he's a complete jerk, and what does anybody do? Oh, let's bring back Chucky. Pass. Todd Monken is the guy. He has 40 plus years in the league, and he's a leader of men and also a hell of a OC. Mark, I haven't heard any mention of his name, though. That's the problem. I haven't heard any mention of his name. Steven Shaw! Always there for a Raider Bear. And remember, stars contribute to the show. Go directly to charities that we work for all over the world. So if you like the show, please like and subscribe. Or just throw us a star or two. Brian Flores, to me, Lucky Pace would be huge. And Byron Leftwich as an offensive coordinator would be huge. But I know that Tom would like Byron Leftwich, but they weren't exactly, you know, buddies. You know what I mean? They worked well together with the Buccaneers, but I don't know if Tom would be ready to relinquish, you know, some of his, you know, I don't know. Maybe I'm talking myself out of it because it is one of Tom's guys. And so if you bring him in, it is still a good reflection on Tom. So yeah, I guess I could believe in that. But the Brian Flores thing, there's no way. There's no way. He's been kind of exposed as being kind of a rat because remember when he was with Miami, the Miami owner called Brian Flores and said, meet me at this restaurant. We're going to have dinner. And he says, okay. So Brian Flores gets there. And the owner of the Dolphins and Tom Brady are sitting there waiting for Brian Flores. True story. And he looked at the two of them and said, I'm leaving. Because he literally acted like this is tampering. And so I'm leaving now. And he literally just turned and walked out. And I applauded that. I applauded that. Because the only guy in the room that respected the rules and knew that this was wrong, whether you should do it or shouldn't do it, isn't in play. You shouldn't do it. You're breaking the rules. And his owner took it out on him because they got in trouble. So now I got to believe that other owners throughout the league, they're not going to look, including Mark Davis, are not going to look at Brian Flores and feel like they can trust him, because if they now go to do anything sort of shady in the background, is Brian Flores going to blow the whistle on that? I mean, it sounds like I'm making something up, but I'm telling you, this is how these owners think. These jobs that these guys get, it makes them instant multimillionaires. They're going to die rich. And so they have to be very careful who they give the job to, because you're just making someone tremendously wealthy, like a Josh McDaniels, which is absolutely ridiculous. And you can't have that happen again. Yeah, Stephen Shaw, tomorrow I'm going to auction that off. I'll put up a reminder on the page before the night's over. Yeah, he could, Mark. Mark's an idiot. Okay, I take that back. You're right, Marcus. Have a good night, Raider fan. Appreciate you tuning in. Lakers have more championships. No. They have more, okay? But that doesn't make them better. Bear, someone had the nerve to suggest to me today that Tom Brady should be a coach. If my feet were better and I was in better health, I might have ended up in jail. No, it's quite all right. Yours and my days of doing that to these young men are over. We have to just remember we were the best, Jim, when we were in our prime. But you're going to have Raider fans that do that. You know what I mean? They respect the fact that Tom was a winner, whether he cheated or didn't cheat. You know, there's just a lot of kids that growing up in this era. They don't care. You know, personally, I don't cheat at anything. And no, I'm not saying I'm honor bound. No, it's because I don't like winning and not knowing if I actually beat you or did I just maneuver the game in my direction. See, and I don't want that. I want to beat you, no matter what it may be, whether we're playing poker or tiddlywinks or Dungeons and Dragons. Yes, I'm a nerd. I want to beat you. I don't want to feel like, oh, I won because I finagled it, and you don't know. See, that sucks to me. I hate when people cheat. I hate cheating in football. I hate it. Jackson Dart will be the steal of the draft. Mark my words. Marcus said, mark them. Well, you know, honestly, looking at where we pick, I'm not really worried. about our situation as far as quarterbacks and who we're gonna get and everything. I mean, I love Quinn Ewers, and I know he's gonna be available wherever we want him. Uh, well, I mean, if as long as it's in the first round, because he's gonna go pretty high in the first round. But Jackson Dart is the number 9th quarterback ranked on the list that I've looked at. He got an 83 even score, and they rated him 9th among all the best quarterbacks coming out. Now, I know what you're saying about Jackson Dart because he's athletic. You know, he does have that kind of goofy smile, but it belies a lot of talent. And so I could see where you might be right, but I'm not willing to go past like. See, I'll give you how the college ranked them right now. Okay, Shador Sanders, Cam Ward, Jalen Milroe, Quinn Ewers. I was saying Quinn Ewers quite a long time ago. Kyle McCord 5th, and then Dylan Gabriel 6th. Now, see, to me, you got to work within that realm of those guys. Now, we know Shador is going to come off the table, but that leaves everything from 2 to 6th for us to pick. So I feel like we're in a strong position to get our quarterback of the future, but more importantly, after we get our quarterback of the future, we can solidify this head coach. Well, we'll have the head coach situation solidified in a matter of days. If we get Joe Brady from the Bills, you're going to stop worrying about what happened. Who cares about Ben Johnson? We've got our own Ben Johnson. That guy has been writing brilliant offense with the Bills for the last 4 or 5 years. You know, we've watched Josh Allen and that offense pick teams apart. I'd love to see that. I would love to see that offense. No. Eric Bell still riding me. Like the Seas beat the Warriors? No. That's not the same. Come, Brenda True. Hello. Always there for Raider Bear family page and Raider Bear Live. My Pee Wee football coach was pretty good. Maybe I should send his number to the Raiders front office. Don't do that because they might call him. Bob Standard, I kind of agree with that. I think the Bills will beat Kansas City. I think that Kansas City will get ref calls, but I think the Bills are going to be able to pull away in points and kind of do to the Lions what the Washington Commanders did and kind of take the refs out of the equation. Tana, I don't know if they pay off the refs. I just think that we have to remember that the NFL is technically a traveling circus. It is. It's just the only difference is you don't have to put the circus top up over and over again because you've got these gigantic stadiums. And as long as you have these gigantic stadiums, it's the same thing. And, you know, it travels around and puts up its, you know, show. Now, it has marquee guys. You know, it used to be Tom Brady. We all know that. And then now Tom Brady is out. And so because Tom Brady is no longer a player and can no longer be the face of the NFL, they're trying as hard as they can to keep him around and calling games and being a reporter and anything else he wants to do. It's ridiculous. All to try to take the smell off the fact that he's a cheater multi-times caught by the NFL. It isn't in debate. It isn't up for debate. He's a cheater. And that's one of our part owners. So I hate that. Do we have a legitimate shot at Cliff Kingsbury now at head coach? I don't think so. It's possible, but I don't think so. And to be honest with you, I'm not really all that concerned about that. I think Cliff Kingsbury is kind of a media creation. And I want to be clear, if that's your guy or you like him, I'm not trying to take shots at you or him, really. I just think that he's a good coach. He understands the offense that he applied in Arizona, and we all saw what his little Mighty Mouse quarterback could do with it. You know, sometimes they were on and sometimes they were off. But I don't know if you ever noticed, but Arizona's offense always seemed to fail in some way. Either the passing offensive line didn't work, or the running backs didn't work, or suddenly the wide receivers aren't good enough. Then the quarterback's hurt. You know what I mean? It just never seemed like he got things to come together there. And they were always dangerous. They always looked like they should have been better, didn't they? Because I kind of thought they should. Armando Medrano, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Maybe we draft 2 quarterbacks. Ramiro, that's possible. I could see you take one in the first and then take someone late. Yeah, I could see that. 3rd or 4th. No, that's not late. I meant like 4th or 5th. Travis Hunter in the top 3. I think he might be the first to come off the board, Mark. Hey, Carlos. Have a good night, man. Love you too, Eric. What do you think about Liam Cohen, the OC from Tampa? You know, Marcus, I don't mind that. Again, like I was saying, that's kind of why I was saying I don't think everyone should be so beaten up about Ben Johnson. I think all of Raider Nation wanted him because they were kind of preparing us for that it seemed like it was a done deal. But again, from what I understand, the Chicago Bears came in and basically sweetened the deal by simply saying, you will get to pick who your GM is. And so because he's going to get to pick his GM with the Bears, it was to him the more lucrative deal. And I think it also included him bringing in a lot of coaches from the Lions. To my count, at least 3, maybe 5. I know he's bringing the Lions offensive line coach. I know he's bringing their secondary coach. I know he has the running back coach, because those guys were all going to come to us if we had gotten Ben Johnson. So that's the story. Vote Raider Bear, the next head coach for the Raiders. Well, we would be a lot tougher, I could tell you that, honestly. Bear, did you see Travis Scott perform on top of the Mercedes-Benz Dome in Atlanta at the college football championship game, bruh? Was high as a mug. Travis Kelce, that's cool, but no, I didn't see it. Kingsbury is not a leader of men and best as an OC. Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at, too. Kingsbury and Jalen Daniels are balling in Washington. Travis Kelce, that's not Kingsbury, that's Jalen. And I would honestly argue that if he had a different offensive coordinator, he might have been even better. Because Kingsbury had a powerful armed, fast on his feet quarterback, and you know he couldn't even get along with the guy. Was ratting on him and parts of his contract having video game clauses like he's a child. You know, what are you doing? Even if that's true, you don't let that slip out. That that was the franchise. He didn't do it. If I had to perform at the top, I'd be high as a kite too. So he wouldn't be afraid of falling. I hope the Bills beat these dirty Chiefs too, but if they don't, the Eagles will win the Super Bowl. Do you agree? You know what, Tommy? Honestly, I do. I think your Eagles look incredible. And I think the Bills look really good. I don't know. Isn't that the same divisions, though? So one of them's going to have to beat the other to go to the Super Bowl, I think it is. Because if that was a Super Bowl, Bills against the Eagles, whew, that would be ridiculous. But Saquon Barkley is putting his foot in this. That's who it really is. It's not your defense. It's not your quarterback. It's Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley is putting his foot in this, and he wants a ring. And we better not let the Eagles get a ring and Saquon a championship, because if they do, it's gonna be a long reign, man. It's gonna be a long reign, man. They were already in the middle of adjusting their offensive line. You know, they lost their best guy in Kelce. They still haven't missed a beat. If they can continue to bring in free agents and draft pieces, and they fit what the Eagles are doing, and they just won a Super Bowl with Saquon, you might start hearing about some back-to-back stuff. Marcus Atchison, I gotta believe they're going to, because from what I read, that was the big sticking point with Ben Johnson. You know, maybe I'm wrong. You know, maybe it was money. I don't know. There! Hi, Vicky again. Hopefully we stay away from Rivera and Spagnuolo. Yeah, I'm kind of done with old defensive coordinator guys. I'm done with that. You know what I mean? I'm not necessarily all on board with the hot new bringing an offensive coordinator thing, but at the same time, these guys from, the 90s that, I'm all right, That's kind of messed up, but I mean, it sounds like I'm going to ageism, but I'm really not. I'm just basically saying, I just feel like the way the league is changing, it needs the coach to bring energy to. You need that Dan Campbell kind of blueprint of a coach, someone that's going to get the fire out of his guys. And to be honest with you, before you think it's ageism, remember that most of your Super Bowl Hall of Fame coaches from way back when, they all started super young. They took the jobs from, very older head coaches and went on to great success. And that's why they're themselves now legends. See, guys that could become legends have to move the legends out of the way to become a legend on their own. See, Jimmy, when he was with Jimmy Johnson, when he was with the Dallas Cowboys, he was just a guy coming out of college, Miami, great success, really fiery guy, picks up with Dallas, and I think we kind of need to look for that. Mark, that is being discussed now. Is Ben Johnson technically a better version of Josh McDaniels? And the answer you're getting from that is yes. Now, why is that a problem? Because what they're saying to the Raiders is, hey, you shouldn't be that mad that you lost out on Ben Johnson. You might have dodged a bullet. Because just because he's the hottest coach doesn't mean our franchise is the fit for him. Because we just had a guy that coached in the exact same manner, not necessarily the same game plan, but the same manner as Josh McDaniels. I don't get guys fired up. It's not my job to go in the locker room and beat on their pads like Harbaugh. I'm just going to make a game plan and say, let's go. You know what I mean? You have a job to do, go do it. You never hear about us having to get our Marines fired up, do you? No, Marines get off the bus and kick shut your mouth. Okay? And, you need the NFL players to be like that too. I was never a believer in motivational stuff, man. I competed at almost every sport. Basketball, football, baseball, track, swimming, diving. I did all that stuff. And I never, ever, ever, ever needed a coach to go, come on, Bear, you can do it. I mean, see, when you do it like that, it sounds ridiculous. It just sounds and seems ridiculous. I would not want some guy going, guys, go out there, and I want you to do it for the Bear. I need you to do it for the Bear tonight. Okay? I've got glaucoma. I'm feeling kind of depressed. I need this one. All right. I finally got to catch the Bears. So much ugly stuff already this year. Vicky, I don't agree. I think that we're being conditioned as Raider fans to think that because we didn't land Ben Johnson as though it's some blow. When in reality, if you look at the two situations, the Bears already have their quarterback of the future. Okay, he's only had 1 year behind the seat, whereas our guys had 3 now. You know what I mean? AOC. So the more lucrative choice is not AOC. You know what I mean? No matter how much we may love him or like him or whatever. I know some of you don't even like him. But the point is, he's not the guy in Chicago. He's just not Caleb. Marcus Atchison and Steven Shaw. Hi, Mrs. Shaw. She watches the Bear too, so I have to start saying hi to her too, obviously. Ramiro Castro, Brian Flores is a defensive guy, yes, but he ain't old. See, to me, that's the difference. Brian Flores showed already that he is an honorable coach. Because when he was tested, when nobody was watching, when he could have been dirty, like the guys in front of him, he said no, and he walked away and got no credit for it. He just got fired at the end of the year after making the Dolphins better. And I'm not going to say why, because then that would change the whole direction of the show. But you know why. Complexion. No comment. Mr. Bear, both Grampy and Uncle Jim said they were Andy Reid. They'd assigned a linebacker or safety to play what they call the spy position. That's correct. On Saquon, but I don't think that would work. Do you? No. What I want you to do, Tommy, is turn around, look at Grampy, and Uncle Jim will be watching too, and say, Raider Bear told me to tell you two that you're some old poopy people, and you do not understand what he's... and you do not understand what Tommy's talking about, okay? You need to listen to the boy. Saquon will chew them up. And saying a spy, give me a break. The spy defense is set up for running quarterbacks, not running backs. They can try to spy him all they like, and they will run. He will run through their chest, get it wet, and then walk it dry. Saquon Barkley's on a mission, man. He just is. If you guys can't see that, you're not watching the highlights of this season. The man did a spin move, left a guy in the dust, and then while he was backwards, he jumped in the air, did the splits, and made another guy miss that he didn't even know was there, but knew was there. That was ridiculous. That's not play of the year. That might be play of the decade. I don't care. That was so dope. I was just blown away. Mike Brown! Appreciate the love on the stars, brother. Corinna, one more time. Hello! Okay, everyone that's giving coins tonight, please come back for tomorrow's show. Because I'd like all of you to get an opportunity to get one of these nice things that I'm going to have on auction tomorrow night. But more importantly, I am going to make sure that the first, second, and third person will win something nice. So no matter how much you give, you'll get something really cool from R8RBEAR family page. I love you guys. So don't miss me tomorrow night. Do the Bears have a GM? So why make them team for Ben Johnson? Troy Gill, basically what I heard, and after reading on a couple of different pages, I had heard that what Ben Johnson's stickler with the Raiders was that he wanted to choose the general manager with the Raiders. And the Raiders said no. So my assumption is that the Bears said yes. But remember, that's an assumption. I don't have any literature to put behind that. But it just kind of seems to make sense that within the negotiations, Detroit probably said, we like our GM. You can have the right of first refusal over his picks. You see what I mean? Now you don't have to fire the GM, but Ben Johnson would have still gotten his way as the new head coach with his new contract. Whereas with us, we didn't make an adjustment like that in our offer. To what I understand, we just basically said no. Tom's going to do the building, and you'll be the head coach. And he just walked away from that. Hi, Mrs. Shaw. Flores had the Dolphins balling until that mess happened to him. Yeah, Marcus, I know the story really well. Black coach. That it just, I was really excited seeing what he was doing in Miami. Because, Marcus, you know what I'm talking about, so we'll go there just for a second. You know how it is, Marcus. It always seems like, we just did it with AP. Your team is in a bad way. Your team's not winning. It's looking like they've got to do a rebuild. So you hire a black coach because it looks like you're being good to the community and, you know, the Rooney Rule and all that nonsense. And then as soon as you make adjustments to the team, you fire that coach and hire a coach of another complexion. Look, and I want to be very clear. The reason I'm laughing is because it's not even really that serious a thing. I mean, when you really think about it, these are multi-million-dollar jobs. The owner, if he's more comfortable with a white guy, should be able to just pick a white guy. We shouldn't just see that as racism. Not anymore. There was a time when the league needed the Rooney Rule. There really was. I would argue now that the only thing that holds black coaches back is sometimes they don't interview well. Sometimes they're younger. Things like that. In the case of like a Leslie Frazier to me is now an older black coach that still is a fantastic coach. I just think there's a team out there that would be winning right now if they had Flores or Frazier as their coach. I really do. But I don't think it's a big deal. I don't really think we should make a big deal. Oh, race, you know, you must help the black people. I think that's all over exaggerated nowadays. You know what I mean? We've had lots of black coaches. You know what I mean? Some of it nefarious, some of it not. You know what I mean? But you look at what happened with the Buccaneers, black head coach, you know, a lot of respect. You know what I mean? So the guy with the, you know, Pittsburgh Steelers and so on. So I think we're kind of past that era, you know what I mean? Where you have to assume each and every owner is going to pick a guy that's white. I don't think I don't think that'll prevail. Well, Tanamoku, I kind of answered that already, but yeah, I get what you're saying. Blaine Bowza Trabowza, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Will Manoff, the crazy squirrel in the house. I assumed we were bringing in new Mark for an interview for Johnson because they worked together before. Yeah, Tana, as early as that was set up, he made the decision. So that broke up, that necessity. Bear, I'm not saying that putting a spy on Barkley would work, but I am gagging as I'm saying this. Andy Reid is the smartest coach in football, and he's going to try something. Andy Reid is not the smartest coach in football. Andy Reid has the best martial arts in football. See, sometimes you don't have to be the best martial artist, but if you're a real badass, you're going to win a lot of fights. That's what Andy Reid is. Andy Reid is Royce Gracie. You know what I mean? He just has a system. He has a way that he beats teams. And I can tell you what it is because I know it very well. And there are a lot of Raider fans that don't know it. And I don't understand why that is. If you watch the games, you have to see it. Okay, now here's what I'm talking about. The game starts, okay? Let's say the Chiefs kick the ball to the Raiders, okay? The Raiders go through their offense, and it doesn't matter what happens. Maybe they don't score and they punt, or maybe they get a field goal, who knows? Okay, so now it's the Chiefs' turn. When the Chiefs get the ball, what they will do is Andy Reid will call plays, and he won't even watch what the offense does. He only watches how the defense reacts to that play. Okay, then he saves and makes mental notes and actual notes as to, hey, when we went to Z-Right 32, the Raiders did this. So let's try Z-Right 32 again, but let's shift it to the opposite side and see if they respond to it the same way. So he calls the play, the Raiders respond to it differently. And now he knows they're confused. Because why would they respond differently to the exact same play? Okay, so now he puts a little slant motion on one of those plays, motions the guy over, first down. You see what I mean? Because he's seeing how the Raiders will react to a play, and then he's enacting the play later on in a different way to test the defense again. And when they make a mistake, he's got him. And he does that over and over and over again with play after play after play, with never necessarily the result of a touchdown. What he wants to do, and it's funny to say this because, the Chiefs coach from back in the day, he was famous for saying that the Chiefs keep matriculating the ball down the field. They're matriculating the ball. And basically that's just a fancy word way of saying that they're slowly just beating up whoever they're playing against, moving the ball down the field, play after play after play until touchdown. In other words, it's inevitable that they're going to score. They're just going to do it with different plays, right and left, throw and run, and score. So Andy Reid has basically recreated that. He beats teams up by just methodically going back and forth, testing your defense, moving parts in different ways. He's a genius at that. But I personally, I don't think that's really that big a deal. I really don't. I think that the defensive way you deal with that is you have to study the Chiefs more. And you have to study what they're attacking with so that when they switch to those formations, you're better prepared for it. But teams just still struggle. He just has a way of remixing those plays, and people don't see it, and then he gets you. Because, you guys all saw it. The Chiefs were not impressive at all this year. And yes, I know the refs gave them a lot of calls, but the bottom line is they won a lot of games that were super close. In other words, all the other teams in the league are starting to catch up to them, and they're little tricks. Because that's all they are. Think of the last time the Chiefs were in a game that they had a play that just took your breath away. Right? They don't exist. Not since Tyreek Hill left. Every once in a while they throw a deep ball, that kind of thing. But outside of that, the play is boring. Their offense is boring. Slow Travis Kelce across the middle. Slow someone other wide receiver, nobody in a slant from the opposite side of the field. Draw play, run play, throw something, trick play, touchdown. And it's just boring football. I realize it might not sound like that because they're moving the ball and they're scoring, but it's just so boring the way they play. I don't like when franchises give head coaches absolute power. It never works out unless you're Belichick. I didn't even like it with Belichick. I thought Belichick controlled his staff around him. And so because his staff would lean his way, that meant he just was doing it all. So I don't know if I really give him a lot of credit for that, as odd as that might sound. I don't give him a lot of credit for that. He had everything in place. He never had anyone question anything he said. And then he had Tom, who we can all look back now. The facts are in evidence. Okay, the Patriots did what they did all that time because of Tom. It's just factual. Steven Shaw! I never said the guy wasn't a good quarterback. I'm just simply saying he's bad at everything else. He's bad at being a dad because he mouth kisses his sons. He's bad at being a husband because he lost his supermodel wife who makes more money than him. It's true. Look it up. She's been out banking him for a hell of a long time. Pun Foot's in the minority owner. All true. What is your best pick for us for a quarterback bear? I'd like to see us go with Cam Ward if that's possible. I don't know if, there's going to be at least one team that's going to come pull up. You know what I'm saying? Because what are we, 7th or 8th, something like that? And wherever we are, it's kind of like just out of range where we could end up with, the 4th or 5th best quarterback. But I don't think that many teams that need quarterbacks have what it takes to really climb up there and get what they want. I think most of the teams in front of us are just you're going to see Travis Hunter come off the board. You're going to see Shedeur Sanders come off the board, and that's it. After that, it's probably going to be easy pickings for us because most of these other teams, I think that are in front of us at that point, they don't have quarterback needs. So I should have pulled the list up. I didn't think we would be talking about that, but I should have pulled the list up. If I had it, I could tell you. But yeah, I don't have the list in front of me. Shane Street, what's up, brother? That's my guy right there. Just in time. Shane Street, I am going to be auctioning off some really cool Raider floor mats tomorrow. And I have this cool spatula that's Raiders. That's for the barbecue pit in the backyard. And it actually has a bottle opener on the base of the handle. It's so cool. You got to go back to when my show started and watch. I showed it to everybody. It's pretty cool. I'm glad I'm not the only one that sees right through the Chiefs offense. Yeah, it's garbage. You know what I mean? And we're led to believe that Patrick Mahomes is the greatest quarterback of all time. Okay, first, he doesn't have any great moments. None. He literally methodically just walks the ball down the field because his coach is a genius. And I will say it, he's a genius because he's beaten the league for years with what I think is not really that big of a deal of an offense. It's smart, it's clever, show them things, and then move players in different ways to attack where they make a mistake on defense and one or two people are wide open, first down or touchdown or both in a lot of instances. I just think he's done that and he's done it for a long time. And I might be being arrogant saying that I think that should be easy to stop. Who knows? But I just think if you know what another guy's doing, you should be able to implement something to put your foot in him. You know what I mean? Slow that stuff down. Stephen Shaw, your wife can love the Chiefs. I don't have any problem with that. I've had so many Raider fans that have married Niner wives and Denver Bronco wives, and you know what I mean? It's all fair in love and war, brother. Okay, yeah, we have the 6th pick. Mark, thank you for the refresh. So we have the 6th pick. With us having the 6th pick, we can't miss. Because I'm saying there's literally 9 quarterbacks. 9 quarterbacks. If you really wanted to stretch it to 9, you could. There's a couple more names on the list that I could throw at you that are pretty decent. Let me give you an example. Kyle McCord, Dylan Gabriel, Will Howard, Curtis Rourke, Jackson Dart, that one of my viewers mentioned earlier, and Riley Leonard, Notre Dame, playing tonight. All of those guys would be a pretty good upgrade from what we have right now, unless we get Joe Brady to come in and he gets 1 year to sit on AOC. And I'm just telling you right now, without hesitation whatsoever, that if we get Joe Brady or another just very intellectual, confident offensive coordinator that understands that not every guy's the same. There are some guys on your team that kind of need you to go to them and say, hey, man, I got belief in you. Okay, I think you're going to be all pro this year. If you keep staying in shape and working hard and stick with me, I think you could be all pro. You got to be able to, see what I mean? That's not rah-rah, you know what I mean? I don't have to get him fired up. I'm just saying to him, those bonuses in your contract, I'm going to do everything to help you get them. I know that you have to get, 17, catches by by this year. You got to have 17 touchdowns at the end of the season. Well, we'll keep throwing you the rock. You know what I mean? That's all you got to do is say to those guys, tell them that they've got a chance to really be in this. Mike Brown! Prayer request. I get tested for one of 2 types of cancer tomorrow. The other test is on the 3rd. Jim, prayers up. We got you, brother. I think the quarterbacks are going to slip down in the draft this time around. Mark, not only are you right, but I really do think that we're only going to miss out on Shedeur Sanders. Maybe Cam Ward. But that's it. Every single other guy is going to be available to us. So I think honestly, I'm kind of excited about it because even though we messed up the draft and won that last game and went up to and moved us out to number 6, I honestly think that there's some teams like the Chargers, the Broncos, who if this had been another year, just one more year, do you really keep trusting that kid with the Chargers if he keeps not getting it done? You know what I mean? I just think there's a pretty good chance that the Chargers might have been looking for a quarterback because remember, Harbaugh just got there. He's going to be able to act like, hey, that wasn't my quarterback pick. We're not winning, but I didn't pick the quarterback. We're not winning because I didn't get to pick a quarterback. So Jim Harbaugh, that's his scapegoat. Now, it's not just Jim Harbaugh. All coaches do that. Literally all of them. They'll scapegoat a guy that's, super important to the team if it wasn't their pick. Shane, I'm not really sure who they're going to bring in as coach because like many other people, I thought the Ben Johnson thing was done. I didn't realize that the Raiders and Ben Johnson were still in negotiations back and forth between us and the Bears. I thought the details of the deal were all already on the table for the Bears and the Raiders. You see what I'm saying? But from what I understand, there was some more last minute negotiation. Hey, can I have this? Hey, can I have that? And I think the Raiders said no and the Bears said yes. I think that's all it came down to. But I don't care. It's like I was saying earlier. So we get another offensive minded, coach that's an OC that's hot. Joe Brady with the Bills. Let's go. You know what I mean? I'm already cool with it. I don't understand what all the Ben Johnson anger was about. I can understand we could be disappointed that we didn't get him. That's cool. But once you find out you didn't get him, and that's it. Just move on. I like seeing Joe Brady. I like seeing what's possible with these other guys. You know what I mean? I'm not against ageism. You know what I mean? If we bring in an older guy, I don't have a problem with that. Like Pete Carroll. I think Pete Carroll's smart. I think he's definitely the absolute raw coach, but also can give you X's and O's. And he will come in and he'll be aggressive. He will. You know what I mean? Look at what he was able to do when he brought in that guy. Seattle brought in that quarterback that was like a bust by everyone's decisions. He had a linebacker on his own team break his jaw in the locker room. He hated this quarterback so much. And then the guy gets traded. Pete Carroll gets a hold of him. And suddenly he looked real good. Not just serviceable. He was good. I mean, he had the Seahawks kind of back in the conversation. And then they went and got him a couple of receivers and they almost had a nice little rebuild there. So appreciate everyone wishing Jim well. Prayers. Much love to that. Yeah, exactly, Mark Vargas. Next coach up. Let's go. I'd rather get our quarterback in the 2nd round or move back into the bottom of the 1st round and get one. Will Johnson should be our pick at 6. He's a lockdown cornerback. Marcus, I don't like picking cornerbacks that high unless they give off Charles Woodson, Deion Sanders vibes. You know what I mean? Unless I'm getting, those kind of vibes, I don't like paying cornerbacks number 1 kind of money because that's what you have to give them in the 1st round. And then the guy comes in all glossy with his braided hair that's red, yellow, and green, and they start acting like Ja Morant. I'm kind of tired of it. I'm just kind of over it. I mean, it's okay to have an ego and be excited that you're in the NFL and everything, but, do something first before you're going to start showing everyone your diamond watches and all that other stuff. I get so sick of that. Alexa, resume! All right, fam, that's my show. Much love. Shout out to our armed forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, course, for all you do, the energy and love of this show is dedicated to your sacrifice. Active and veteran, much love. I'll see you tomorrow. R8RBEAR family page. Don't miss me.